So it's been a few months since I made any jellyfish content, whether it be on my jellyfish or just jellyfish in general. And today I'm going to answer the question of what happened to my jellyfish because I've had some people ask. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already know the answer. I meant to get this video out when I posted that on Instagram, but this video ended up getting pushed back a lot. So I'm super sorry for the delay. But the truth is, I ended up losing my jellyfish, both the moon jellyfish and the dwarf lion's mane, all the way back in, I believe it was July. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, then you already know what happened this year. And I think if you just live in the US in general, you probably heard about what happened up here. Um, we had this extremely nasty heat wave that I believe it was the highest temperature in Washington in over 50 years or something like that. Like it was over 100 degrees for 3 days, and nights were just unbearable, and it was just a super miserable time for everyone. And unfortunately, I the jellies didn't handle it well, and I'm gonna go over kind of what happened and how come they didn't handle it well. So the first reason they didn't handle it well was because the jellyfish I keep are subtropical temperature jellies. So this means that for both of them, their comfort range was around, I believe, 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't run a heater because that's kind of around my room temperature. And they were doing great for the couple months I had them up until the when the heat wave started. And if it was maybe like 80, 90, even 100 for like a few hours or so, then I think there was a good chance that they would have been fine. But it's just because it was like 90 something the first day, and then the night was around, I think, 80 or the high 70s, and then it just got hotter and hotter over Sunday, Monday, no, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and the nights also got hotter, so it was just constantly hot and extremely out side of the temperature range, that they just did not handle it very well. And I tried a lot of things, the usual methods that people use to try and cool down their aquariums, whether it was putting ice in the water, freezing water bottles and putting them in the tank. I tried to put a mini fan on top so that evaporation could help cool off the water, but nothing really worked. And unfortunately, they either inverted or just kept shrinking, and they ended up dying off, unfortunately. Now, they didn't exactly die during the heat wave. It was just the effects of the heat wave that they never recovered from and died from. So they died about 1 week after the heat wave. All this stuff that happened to them, the inversion, the bell inversion, and the shrinkage happened during the heat wave. And I tried to do water changes and up the feeding because that's usually what people do when problems like that happen to the jellyfish, but none of it worked, unfortunately. And I did lose both species, as I mentioned before, and that's why there hasn't been any content, or there haven't been any appearances of them on the channel. And I'm really sorry for getting this out late to YouTube because I did post about it on Instagram right when it happened, but this video kind of getting pushed further back, and I'm deeply sorry about that, especially for everyone that had questions and stuff about kind of what it's been like keeping them, or where have they been, and those questions have just gone unanswered, and I hope this video answers those. And yeah, it's just a super unfortunate thing because they were doing fine for those couple months I had them. I think I got them like late March, and then of course had them until late June, early July, because late June, early July was when that heat wave happened. But they were doing fine that couple months I had them, and I think if that heat wave didn't happen, or it just didn't get to that proportions, because that is like, again, absolutely insane. Like it literally set record high temperatures here in Washington. I think if that didn't happen, I still would have had the jellyfish today. It's just that there wasn't really much that you could do about it. It's just a natural thing that happens, and I was really bummed out at first, but I'm just thankful that it provided me a good learning experience, keeping animals like that, such as jellyfish. And I felt like was able to give them a good life while they did last. And I just feel really bad that it had to end kind of both ways when that heat wave came in, and that explains what happened to my jellyfish. And I'm gonna go into a little bit about what's gonna come up, because I really want to go back at it with keeping jellyfish, because that heat wave more than likely a one in, like, let's say like 100 chance of happening again. So I actually did reset up the Omni 9 on my desk at a better angle, so I should get better shots of the jellyfish I do get. I'm not exactly sure what species I want to go after. I was looking at the bay nettles, but I heard that in like smaller tanks they can get kind of tangled up, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm also looking at photosynthetic species such as the Australian spotted jellyfish and maybe the fried egg jellyfish. I'm not 100% sure on that. But with the photosynthetic jellyfish, you have to have an extra light because of that zooxanthellae algae, which is what gives them that golden color. And that's kind of essential to them as well. So species wise, it's kind of up in the air right now. But one thing is for certain, and that is I really want to get back into jellyfish keeping. Quite possibly the end of this year, early next year, depending on how things go. And yeah, that's kind of the plan right now. And I hope this video did answer your questions again. And yeah, that's basically it. I should have another video coming out really soon. And with that being it, my name is Northwest Fish Keeping, signing out.